So this is West Coast v. Parrish, the minimum wage case in 1936. So Elsie Parrish was a maid at the West Coast Hotel, and she was paid under minimum wage that had been established in Washington. She sued to recover the difference, and the West Coast Hotel did not pay her. They argued that she had no right to minimum wage and that it was also unconstitutional. Cases like this had been brought before the Supreme Court before this. One of those was Adkins v. Children's Hospital, and in that case, the court ruled that minimum wage was unconstitutional. The laws in question were the 14th Amendment Due Process Clause, that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And at the time, there was this idea of freedom of contract, that any adult has the right to enter a legally binding agreement without government interference, and that was a liberty. The main question overall for the whole case was, did minimum wage restrict liberty for adults to negotiate contracts? The ruling was 5-4 in favor of Parrish, and this overturned the lower court's ruling on this case and previous similar cases that were brought to the Supreme Court. They ruled that it was reasonable and necessary to have a minimum wage to protect the health and welfare of workers. This was after the court packing plan, and this was not really the same trend as the Supreme Court had been on other cases like this, and this was unusual because they were normally striking down cases like this. The main idea was the welfare of the state of Washington demands that women and minors be protected from conditions of labor which might have a harmful effect on their health and morals. That was the opinion of the court. The significance was that minimum wage was now going to be held up in court, and that the Due Process Clause does not make regulations on contracts unconstitutional. And the previous minimum wage laws that were invalidated for other states can now stand. And this also redefined and struck down the freedom of contract. People could still negotiate contracts, but now there could be some government interference like a minimum wage.